See if we're down with Facebook, and you gotta see if we're down with YouTube too, Lynette, if it's possible.
You're not on Facebook.
What?
Yes, you are. You are on Facebook.
Okay, look, I'm moving it. You see the Okay, now check YouTube. Okay, family, TikTok. We're gonna be with you guys in a few minutes.
You're on YouTube too.
All right, we're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We won't be able to read your comments. I haven't gotten that part situated yet, but we're gonna get there soon. All right, Lynette is coming back. It looks like we're on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. All right.
All right. So
Unless I bring the laptop over here
I'm not
for
sure. It's up to
Facebook.
you. It's
Yeah.
up to you.
See if you can get the Facebook link. All right, guys. We're going to be starting very, very, very soon, okay? We're happy that you guys have joined us. We're getting better and better with this. We just need to figure out how we can manage our time. Could you put it on Facebook and YouTube? Okay, you got the YouTube over there? Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. All right. All right, guys, we're coming. We're about to start very, very soon. All right, let's put the YouTube here so I can see the YouTube guy. I wonder if I can see it from your channel. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. I don't want to screw it. Okay. All right, guys. I'll tab. I'm gonna try my best to read. I can try my best to read the Facebook. Okay, so we're on Lynette's Cake. On Facebook, we're on Lynette's Cakes and Catering. On YouTube, we're on Lynette's Kitchen.
No, Lynette's Cakes and Catering. Oh yeah, YouTube. Yeah, Lynette's
YouTube is Lynette's Kitchen, and then on TikTok,
Lynette's Cakes and Catering.
Lynette's Cakes and Catering. Okay, guys. So we're gonna be going very, very soon. So it seems like YouTube is behind us.
Mm-hmm. It probably has a little delay.
Okay. All right, let's see. This one. Okay, this one, I don't have your head. You don't want, we're not worried about that.
Well, yeah.
Sorry about that, TikTok.
I'm just going to have to leave it because it's loose.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. Let me fix this.
So we're about to get the overhead shot for TikTok, and then we're going to get going. Okay, guys? I apologize for not reading your comments ahead of time, guys. It's going to be a little bit tricky, okay? We're getting better, okay? Just hang in there with us. We're going to get this thing down pat, and you all going to get a professional streaming. All right, so
happy Tuesday, everybody. My name is Lynette. I own Lynette's Cakes and Catering in the Washington, D.C. area. We go live every Tuesday and Saturday, unless we have to cater, and we'll let you know in advance. So this is probably our 4th or 5th live, I think, consecutively, and we're trying to do multi-stream so everybody on all of our different platforms can join us for our live. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on. So anyway, today we're making some turkey meatballs. I always talk about the fact that I don't eat ground beef to some platforms, and I make a lot of things with turkey. So I've really gotten some good turkey recipes under my belt. So we're going to do a spicy turkey meatball today. It's not super spicy, and you can actually adjust the level of spice, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then some simple roasted potatoes. I already made some potatoes, so we'll have some ready already, but I'm also going to show you what I do. It's real simple. So the first thing, we're going to talk about all of the different ingredients in the spicy turkey meatballs. And I'm going to tell you how you can adjust your spice. It's going to be with your jalapeno, or you can use a different type of pepper, like a spicier pepper, if you like. I just use jalapeno because jalapenos to me they're like a middle ground. So it seems to please a lot of people. All right. So there are a lot of ingredients. We're going to talk about them first. I'm going to say first too, this meatball. If you've ever been to Moby Dick House of Kebab, I don't know if people have been there before, but they have a spicy chicken kebab. And it's ground chicken with all of these spices and herbs. And this reminds me so much of that. So that was one of my favorite meals when I went there. And this meatball really, when I created this meatball, I'm like, oh my God, it tastes like that kebab. So I was happy. Anyway, so we have 2 pounds. This is actually ground chicken. I keep saying turkey, but you can do either turkey or chicken. So this is 2 pounds of ground chicken. All right, in my bowl. And this meatball is going to be really
So spicy chicken meatballs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I said turkey. But you can use turkey or chicken. I could have just said it was turkey, but it's actually chicken. And then we have, of course, some salt. And I'll lift them up so TikTok can see. I know Facebook and YouTube can. Let me move it over some so you can see. We have some red pepper powder. And I actually brought the bottle with me. The red pepper powder is not really too spicy. All
it's
right.
red chili.
Yeah, red chili powder. Thank you. Yeah. And red chilies have different varying degrees of spice, but this powder is not spicy. All right. And then we have some garam masala, which is right here. And I also brought that with me to show you what it looks like. There's a local spice shop by our kitchen. It's actually an Indian spice shop. And I go there to get all of these different spices. So this is the garam masala powder. And it's just, garam masala is just a mixture of a lot of different spices. You'll have coriander, you may have some allspice, you may have cumin. I equate it to like a curry. Like a curry powder has a lot of different spices. I equate it to that. All right, so then let's move here. We have some ginger paste. We have a little bit of breadcrumb just to kind of hold the meatballs together. We have a little bit of lemon juice, some coriander powder, turmeric, a little bit of olive oil, and then here I have the jalapeno, I have an onion, and then I also have some garlic cloves in the bottom. All right, so there are a lot of ingredients in this meatball. Is what I'm trying to say. But once it's all mixed together, it's really, really, really good. So what we're going to first do, I have my food processor here, and we're going to make a paste first with the jalapenos, the onion, and the garlic. All right. So if you want your meatballs to be a little bit less spicy, you can take the seeds out of the jalapenos. I'm just going to leave them. It's not a lot of them, but the seeds and this membrane is where a lot of the spice is in your jalapenos. So if you want to lessen the amount of heat, you can just pull that out. Now, if you like it spicy, like I said, get a spicier pepper. Like get a habanero, get a Thai chili pepper, get something that's spicier, and you'll really have a lot of heat. I like mine. I like spicy food, but not super spicy, and I want everybody to be able to enjoy it. So that's why I use this one. All right, so we're just going to put this right into our food process. So we have our jalapeno.
Good evening, Laura. Laura Thompson says
Hello.
good evening from Facebook.
Hello. We have a large onion that I just cut into big pieces. And then I have 10 garlic cloves in this bowl as well. So I'm just going to dump this right into our food processor. You can chop it by hand if you like, but actually, no, scratch that. Don't chop it by hand. Use a food processor or a blender or something like that because you want it to be a paste. The meatballs need to have like a nice consistency, and this meatball, you don't really have like pieces of onion that you crunch down on. So you want to make a paste. It's gonna be a little bit loud. Just a little bit loud.
Slide that one down so they can see it.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just trying to move this over. So I'm gonna move the food processor over so everybody can see the food processor. Let's move this to the side. Be careful though. And then I'm just going to chop everything up. So the food processor, of course, has a lot of different settings. You can pulse like this. Good. Let me open it up and look at it. It seems like a lot, but believe me, it's okay. All right, so let me show you the inside. I'll paste, and I can get rid of this food processor because I don't need it anymore. All right, I got a little bit of water on my table. Wipe my table down. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this paste, and this is our onion, our garlic, and our jalapeno. If you want to spice, you add 2 jalapenos or spice your chili, like I said. And then we're just going to add this right to our 2 pounds of ground chicken or ground turkey. Totally up to you. It seems like a lot. Like the first time when I was coming up with the recipe, I'm like, this is a lot of onion, a lot of everything, but it just, believe me, it's delicious. And I'm actually going to bake these in the oven. Now, I did bring a frying pan if you want to see me fry a couple. It's a really soft meatball once you mix it. When it bakes, of course, it's better. It holds up and everything, but it's a really soft mixture. I'll show you what I mean in a couple of seconds. If you have questions...
It's hard for me to read it. I only was able to read Miss Laura Thompson from Facebook. I haven't checked YouTube.
We're going to get it down pat. Don't worry, y'all.
I need for us to get that computer, and I can get the stream, and then I can get somebody to read the comments. The stream would pop up. I mean, the Streamlabs, it would pop up all the comments.
Yep.
Regardless of platform.
Yep. All right, so we're going to add all of our seasoning that I just talked about to the bowl. So we have our 2 pounds of ground chicken or ground turkey. We have that large onion, the jalapeno, and 10 cloves of garlic that we pureed in our food processor. So I'm going to add in some salt. That's good. I'm going to add in our red chili powder or red pepper powder. Here's our garam masala. Now, what I usually do, I mix all of these spices in a bowl. I just have something about that. Like, I just like all of the spices to be pre-mixed. I feel like everything will taste the same throughout. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. There's our coriander. Ooh, it smells good already. If y'all could smell it, oh my goodness. Here's our turmeric. We got just a little bit of breadcrumbs. We have our ginger paste. Come on, every drop, come on out of there. Some of it's not trying to come out. Oh, you coming out. A little bit of lemon juice. And last but not least, our olive oil. Now, if you don't want to use oil, you can use chicken broth. I always add some type of either fat or broth when I'm making turkey because it keeps it nice and juicy. You know, turkey doesn't have as much fat as a ground beef would, so I want it to be nice and juicy. So I always use a little bit of oil or a little bit of chicken broth or a little bit of water. Totally up to you. So let's mix it all together. And see, it seemed like a lot at first, but as you mix it, it's all coming together.
Did you say how many, what was that? Like, how many ounces of chicken was that?
The ground chicken, it was 2 pounds.
2 pounds, okay.
Yeah, 2 pounds, yep. So see what I mean about the mixture being really soft? Like, you would think it's too soft, but once it bakes, it's perfect and it's nice and juicy. Now, you can cook these on top of the stove. I have done it before. It gives it a nice brown color, but they're kind of difficult to flip over because the mixture is so soft, so they won't hold that nice round shape. Now, I can cook some on top of the stove. I have no problem with it. If you all don't mind it being a little misshapen.
Yeah, some being a little flat.
Yeah, they're not going to be perfectly round. All right? So let me
but it's good, though. I like it fried.
Oh, yeah, it's good. It gives it a nice little texture, too. You get that little crust on the outside. Mm-hmm. Do you want me to do some on top of the stove? I can put some in the oven, too. Sure. Let me just get this pan warmed up. All right, so let's get rid of this glove. I'm going to start this pan warming up since we're going to go over to the stove.
Okie doke. Sorry, guys. I got a little bit of a cough, but I got my mask on, so you don't have to worry about the food.
All right, so let me move over. I have this little sheet tray right here, and I'm just going to scoop some of the meatballs right onto it, put a little teeny bit of oil. I have more back there, but use what's in here too.
I apologize again, guys, for not being able to read the comments.
So just a little drop of oil or cooking spray. Totally up to you. I have the oven set to 375 degrees. It's already been heating up. I'm going to use this spoon just to kind of spread that oil out. Now, usually, I'm going to show you how I serve this later on. I serve it with naan. I usually serve it with cucumber sauce and feta cheese also, but I left it in my kitchen, to be honest with y'all. So we're going to pretend that it's on there, and next time I'll have it. So what I'm going to do I have my scooper here. I like to scoop my meatballs with a little small cookie scoop. It makes it easier for me, and it makes sure that everything is also the same size. You all know we're caterers, so we always are particular about things being the same size. They look uniform or whatever. So, going to scoop some out.
Shout out to YouTube. I see some
Hello.
YouTube folks on there. Shout out to YouTube. We're broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
No, TikTok.
I'm sorry. TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
We might be on Instagram. It's hard for me to read you all's comments, unfortunately, YouTube. Thank y'all for coming in.
Thank y'all so much.
We want you guys to come back every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep. So what I'm doing here, I'm just taking my meatballs and just scooping them right onto my sheet tray. And I'm just putting them as close as possible. They will shrink down a little bit in size as they're cooking, just like any other meatball or anything would. So they won't be quite as big, but they're not going to shrink as much as a beef meatball will, because, you know, beef has a lot more fat. All right, so let's keep on scooping. Of course, I did grab the smallest sheet tray ever to bring with me. I can fit a lot on here, though. It's a pretty good amount.
Mm-hmm.
Fit a couple right there. And I'll save a little bit for the stove. But just be mindful. I'm going to show you when I get to the stove how they kind of...
Misshapen.
They get a little misshapen. Okay? Because they're a little soft. All right, so this looks good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop these right in that 375-degree oven. These are our meatballs. And like I said, we're going to serve them later. Kind of like a little sandwich, so to speak. If you wanted to serve these as an appetizer, like if people were coming over, you could just put like a nice bed of spinach out, put the meatballs right on top, sprinkle some feta cheese on top, and then you can serve your cucumber sauce on the side. And they can just dip it in the cucumber sauce, or just put a little dollop on top.
The cucumber sauce is the bomb with these.
It's really good.
You gotta get the cucumber sauce. We didn't get it.
I brought it. That's the funny thing. I went to the store and got it. And
Yeah,
just
but we're in our studio kitchen, and we forgot to bring it with us.
I forgot to bring it with me. But that's a really good appetizer. We've also served them at an event with a little mini piece of naan, and then we gave each person a little mini piece of naan, and they were able to put their own toppings on it. So we just put bowls of shredded lettuce, tomato, the tzatziki, which is a cucumber sauce, some feta cheese, and people just went, and then we also had like a biryani rice, so people just went down the line and just made their own little bite, and they really, really loved it. So that's another way to serve it. But here we go. These are going in the oven for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. Yeah. I keep wanting to say any questions, but I know.
Shout out to my Facebook family. Shout out to my YouTube family.
20 minutes, start. All right, so we're gonna come over here to cook them on top of the stove.
Now that's gonna be a little bit tricky because
I'll move the TikTok one.
Okay, so should I come now? I gotta wait till you move the TikTok guy.
Just wait. So I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna just pour it over.
Okay, guys, we're about to go to the stove.
Yep. Move this.
Lynette's got to do a little bit of arranging here.
Yep. See if this is heating up. Kind of. I need that pan to be hot when those meatballs go in there because I don't want.
Lynette's got to move the TikTok guy.
Move y'all over here. There we go. Got you a good view. Tilt you down a little bit. There we go. So the pan is not quite hot, but it's getting there. All right, so I got my scooper. I got my bowl. And I want to make sure, like I said, the pan is hot because I need the meatballs to start to kind of brown and seize up as soon as they hit the hot pan. So, got a little bit of oil in here, whatever oil you like. Hopefully some of you all watched our live on Sunday.
Saturday.
Sunday. We did Saturday and
Sunday. Oh,
yeah,
Sunday, yes.
We did Sunday, too. We did a...
on YouTube, or?
It was on Facebook and YouTube. Or TikTok.
We did a few different things for each platform.
Yeah, we did buttermilk biscuits and salmon cakes on that live, and that was on really Facebook. Good. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we made enough salmon cakes that my crew in the kitchen has been eating them all week. They've been eating them when they come in for breakfast, so it worked out perfect. I'm gonna drop one in. Let's see if it's hot enough. If it doesn't sizzle, we're gonna pretend like it does. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got something. A little sizzle. There we go. And you can see why it's easier to use the scooper. You definitely want to use something so that, you know, you're not trying to form the meatballs and giving yourself an unnecessary hard time. All right? Let's get as many as we can. It's about to smell good in here in 3, 2, 1. Y'all know as soon as some hot food hits the pan that has a whole bunch of spices and stuff in it, it just instantly starts to smell good. All right, so I'm going to drop a couple more, then I'm going to put this in the sink and wash my hands real quick. If you can see questions, I'm sure you can.
It's hard. Man.
Yeah. It's
on TikTok, small. I don't really see questions on TikTok. It's join. And on YouTube and Facebook, it's over there. I can't. I need another person to read the comments.
Yeah. All right, let me scrape every little drop out of here.
The good thing is we don't have a lot on right now, so
yeah.
Until we start building this thing back up again.
I'm gonna scrape every drop out of here that I can because food is expensive, and that little one will get eaten too. It sure will. All right, let me wash my hands real quick.
All right.
And once these are done, we'll start on the potatoes.
Again, this is spicy chicken meatballs, but spicy turkey, same thing applies.
Mm-hmm.
Smells really good. I actually like the chicken guy. I like both, but the chicken guy is really good.
You like it with the cucumber sauce.
I love it with the cucumber sauce. It's, how you say it? Tzatziki?
Tzatziki. It's kind of hard to pronounce it, but it's Tzatziki. Tzatziki.
Tzatziki sauce. It's sauce?
Yeah.
Tzatziki.
Or like some people may say dip or sauce.
Dip or sauce. You can get it at your local grocery store. You got to have it with this guy. If you get it with this guy, you in heaven. There's some rice. What kind of rice is it?
You can do like basmati rice.
Basmati rice, yeah.
The bad part is I remembered it on my way, and I was like, I can't turn around.
The tzatziki?
So, yeah. I thought about it. All right, so let me grab, help me flip these. It's smelling good already. All right, let's see.
You don't have your flat guy?
No.
No spatula.
That's
That's going to make it more challenging. All right, we're missing
a red one.
That was good.
Ooh. Now you have to kind of like flip it and kind of
don't burn yourself.
Make it flip. I won't. Make it flip over. That's how you flip them. So they're a little bit flatter. They're not going to be nice and round. But hey, there we go. They'll be like little patties, little burgers.
Man, I wish I had some tzatziki sauce.
We can get it at the kitchen. We can go back over there.
I want to eat one of them billies. Now, what are you talking about?
I guess you're going to have to wait for it, burger.
No, I can't wait. I'm going to have to get one now.
So these probably take about maybe 4 to 5 minutes per side. It doesn't take a long time to cook these meatballs. 4 to 5 minutes per side, they'll be good to go. In the oven, like I said, 20 minutes. That's how long we cook them in the oven. Now the oven, they're not going to have this nice golden brown color. So just be mindful of that. Now what you could do in the oven, what we do sometimes, we'll just cut the temperature up to like a broil. Like 400-something degrees, and then for the last few minutes, just boil them a little bit, and they'll get a little bit of color to them. But you know, the pan is going to always be a different texture and different color. Okay, guys, you got to try this. This is a very healthy meal, very healthy. With some basmati rice, we got to learn to cook different, guys. Okay, now this one is in the frying pan. Okay, but even this one in the frying pan is pretty good. Yeah. And it's not too bad for your health. Yeah. The one that's in the oven is the perfect one, right, Lynette? Either way. Either way. Yeah. Ooh, now this pan obviously has a little bit of a hot spot. Man, this pan smells so good, guys. I know. That's when you start smelling all those onions and the garlic and the ginger and all those spices and the lemon juice and the everything. It's all good. Everything. It's all good in the neighborhood. I think this one is my favorite, and then the other meatball that we make is a Thai turkey meatball. Ooh. That's my second favorite. That one's really good too. That one has cilantro, sriracha, garlic, onion, with green onion. You know, stuff like soy sauce, a little bit of ginger, garlic. It's really good. That one's really good. And then we put a soy ginger glaze over top of it. Or you can make a burger out of it, and then it becomes like a Thai turkey burger, and you do a little slaw with it. It's real good. Guys, you don't have to use a lot of salt. Tell them, Lynette. Yeah, so I always, I used to, but when we were going live before, I always talked about the fact you don't have to use a lot of salt. So when you use a lot of different herbs and spices and things like lemon juice, garlic, onions, All of those things have so much of a robust flavor, especially like ginger too. You can cut back on the amount of salt. And that's something that we're all working on. So I try to create these type of recipes that have a lot of flavor in them. And then you don't really miss the salt. I mean, I did put salt in here,
right, but not a whole lot.
It was a little bit for 2 pounds of turkey. Yeah. And I didn't use any extra seasonings that had salt in them. But I'm relying more on that garlic and the onions and the ginger and all that other stuff to give it a lot of flavor. Because even the garam masala, I don't think there's any salt in that seasoning either. All right. So I'm going to flip it on its side a little bit, just to make sure everything is cooking.
Ooh, that looks like it's ready.
I know. Put them on their side. They're a little flat, but they still looking good.
They're not going to win a beauty contest.
That's fine by me.
But man, they are so yummy.
Let's put them on. They usually get a little brown.
They're getting a little brown.
Yeah. There's a hot spot on this burner. And I learned that when we were doing the stuffed French toast a couple weeks ago. So I've got to figure out this burner. Figure out where the hot spots are. And know how to move stuff around.
Guys, we apologize for not being able to read the comments. We're going to get better with that. We have to get another computer and set up our Streamlabs. So Lynette is making spicy
turkey meatballs.
Chicken meatballs.
Chicken. I keep saying turkey because I'm supposed to have turkey. Spicy chicken meatballs. So if you're just coming on, we just made our meatballs with some ground chicken, or you can use ground turkey. We pureed onion, garlic, and jalapenos. Added that to our ground chicken. And then we added in a bunch of spices, some minced ginger, a little bit of olive oil, some lemon juice, all these good things. And we'll go back over it at the end. And then we're just frying some on top of the stove in a little bit of oil. And then we also have some in the oven. So we're cooking them 2 ways just to show you the versatility and how you can cook these meatballs.
Now, are we making red potatoes from that?
Yeah, we're going to do some, we're just doing regular roasted potatoes. So let's go ahead and do those. Okay. I'm going to cut this pan off and just kind of I'm going to move these to another burner and let them kind of just keep cooking in that hot pan. And then we'll come back and get the ones out of the oven. And I'm just going to show you quickly how we do the roasted potatoes. It's simple. It's a regular roasted potato. So I'll move you over TikTok. Give me a second. All right, so let's come on back over to the party. All right, so there you go. Get you situated. All right, so let's bring out potatoes. I already washed them. They just dried off a little bit. I got this new cutting board. I love it. It has these little grips on the bottom, so it doesn't slide everywhere. All right, so all we're going to do is just cut the potatoes up into wedges. So instead of making french fries, a lot of times I'll just cut these into some nice big wedges out potatoes, and then just season them, bake them off, and then that'll be like the french fry to go with the meatballs on top of the knife. Yeah. Or if I do like turkey burgers or whatever. Now, I make my own roasted potato seasoning. This bottle is a little dusty because I use it all the time. But this is one of the seasonings that we're going to be offering once we start offering our seasonings. The first one's going to be the candy yam seasoning. That'll be up in a few weeks. And then we have roasted potato. We got turkey burger. We have one for salmon. We have like a zesty chicken. We have a lot of seasonings that we make ourselves for our catering. And we're going to be offering them soon. It's not trying to sell it to you right now, but since I'm talking about it, I always got to talk about our stuff too. So of course, this is just mix it in the kitchen, put it in our bottles. But it's basically like garlic and onions, some paprika, parsley, salt, pepper, a few seasonings, and it makes it easy when you're doing roasted potatoes. You just put some on there, and you're good to go. All right, so all I do, like I said, the potatoes already been washed, it's dried a little bit. I bought the smallest knife I could find. So smart, and I have bigger knives. So all I do is just cut the potato right in half. Just gonna cut this way. Very simple, and just cut it right in half. Now, if you want your pieces to be smaller, you can just cut them smaller. I just tend to like a nice wedge of potato, like a nice big piece. So just cut these right in half. Very easy. You can do like red potatoes, those little small ones, and just cut them right in half.
I'm gonna need to put lighting over here for TikTok.
Okay.
It's a little bit dark.
Okay. Let me cut some of these little pieces off the bottom. Look a little strange. Get rid of those. All right, so just cut these in half. It's nothing difficult about this. That's what I was telling you all. And I'll probably just cut out one because I've already cooked some potatoes while I was at the kitchen because I know it takes like 45 minutes for the potatoes to cook. And y'all don't have 45 minutes to wait for no potatoes to cook, okay? We're going to put this food together. All right, so what I do, a little bit of oil. Usually I use olive oil, but I have vegetable oil with me today. Small little drizzle. Not too much. And like I said, our seasoning has everything in it, so you don't even have to add any extra salt to it or anything like that because everything's already in here. Okay? Put a little of this on top. And you'll see all them herbs and spices just oozing out. Move this to the center for you all. Then I got a glove right here. Now what I'm going to do, I may actually read you all the ingredient list for the meatballs so you all can write it down real quick. I printed it out of my little files. So just mix it right on top, and if you want to do a little extra on top, you can. It's even good like if you're making fried potatoes for breakfast in the morning, you can use your seasoning on that too. All right. Looks good. I may do an extra little bit on top. And then I just bake these for probably about 45 minutes in the oven on 375. Like I said, I already made some before I left the kitchen so you all wouldn't have to wait. But I'm going to go ahead and pop them. Should I pop them in the oven?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hopefully you're ready in time.
We still got 20. Will it take 20? Takes more than that.
They take like 45 minutes. I'll pop them in there for as long as I can.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
these are coming along. They're coming along. So let me put the timer. Cut it up a little bit. All right, so let me bring over some of the stuff. So I'll show you what I use. So like I said, I generally have the cucumber sauce and feta cheese to add to this, and maybe even some red onion. Sometimes I'll slice up a little bit of red onion. We've even added Kalamata olives to it. Like, you can just kind of have fun with it, whatever you want to add to it. So let me grab the plate that I brought with me. And maybe we'll assemble it with the ones I cooked in the pan. And then we can just take the ones out the oven in a few more minutes. All right, so let's bring that over.
Probably should have started that one first.
Which one?
The potatoes.
Well, I knew they weren't going to be ready. That's why I made some.
Oh, you made, okay.
Yeah, that's what
okay.
I kept saying. I made some at the kitchen.
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Yeah. Because I knew good and well that potatoes wouldn't be ready in time.
That's true.
So I'm like, there's no way. All right, so these are the potatoes I made at the kitchen. They're still kind of warm. I just baked them before we came here.
At our commercial kitchen.
Yeah, at our commercial kitchen. I'm sorry, I keep saying the kitchen. And you can see they got a nice little brown on them. Nice little herbs and spices. Looking good. Looking like some fake French fries, which is what we want. Because, you know, we still want fries. I'm not going to lie about it. So I have my mini naan. I love these. And these are perfect for these meatballs. You can get some that are bigger, but it's just easier to kind of eat these and assemble them for dinner when you have the mini ones. All right, so let's walk you through it. Put my gloves on. I got some spinach, baby spinach. I cut up a little bit of tomato. A little bit of tomato. And let's open up our naan. Now you can toast your naan in the oven or on top of the stove. Usually I would toast it a little bit on top of the stove, like in the pan. Not with all that oil, but just like a little bit of oil or cooking spray. So put it right on your plate. Now, imagine we're spreading on some cucumber sauce. Imagine. All right, so it'll be white, got some little dill in there.
You got to imagine that, unfortunately. Because we don't have it.
Watch it, okay?
We need it, though.
Okay, you're not in front here. All right, so imagine we're spreading on some cucumber tzatziki sauce, okay? You got the little bits of dill in there. You got the little white yogurt sauce. I mean, it's just, it's looking good, okay?
Yogurt sauce too, Lynette?
That's what it is. It's yogurt
okay.
and dill, yeah, cucumber. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. Stay
Okay.
with me, stay with me. All right, so on top of the tzatziki sauce, we're going to put some baby spinach, okay? There we go. Over the baby spinach. There we go. I got some tongs right here. They're so fancy. Look at them golden black. I just love it. They're so fancy. All right, so.
Ooh-wee.
Let me cut one of these things open. I'm sure they're ready. I want to show y'all how juicy.
Oh, man, look at that. Oh,
on now.
y'all gotta make this. Come on now. We're gonna start our cooking. Cooking. What do you call it, Lynette?
Cooking with Lynette.
With Chef Lynette. Is it Cooking with Chef Lynette? Our Facebook group.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cooking with Chef Lynette. You can prepare these dishes and then you can post your video or your pictures
I'm breaking it
on
up.
that channel.
You can see the inside is perfectly cooked, and it's nice and juicy.
Ooh.
Can they see it in TikTok land?
Yeah, they can see it. Bring it closer. Bring it closer. There you go. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Give me a shot of that. Yeah. Look at that.
Y'all see how juicy this thing is? Okay. See, people always say turkey burgers are dry. Not the ones we make. We don't do dry turkey burgers.
Even though this is chicken burger.
You want one today?
It's supposed to be turkey, but it's chicken, unfortunately.
Just go with it.
Okay.
Just go with it. Okay.
They both birds, I guess.
There you go. There you go. Put that right there. Let's take another one. Let's see. Which one do I want? Oh, this one looks good.
Ooh, I wish I had some tzatziki sauce.
You'll have it later. Don't worry. You just don't have it right now. Put that over to the side.
I'm telling you guys, this is a great meal.
Really
the potatoes taste so yummy with this. What you don't call it a sandwich? What do you call it?
It's like a sandwich.
Oh
These
my
are my
goodness.
tomatoes.
Look at those tomatoes. Oh my
Just
god.
cut up some tomato.
Oh,
and then, like I said, I usually would sprinkle like a little bit of feta cheese on top. You can also do some red onion, which is really, really good on here if you like raw onion. It's really good.
I want you to pick it up and put it closer to TikTok.
I am. I just want to put a couple of the potatoes on the plate.
On the plate, yeah. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Now, how much time does it take to make this, Lynette?
Probably about, I would say an hour, only because the potatoes have to cook for like 45 minutes. But as far as prep time and actually cooking, it's like 30 minutes. It doesn't take long at all.
So guys, you can have a nice meal in an hour. 30 minutes if you want to just do the chicken. An hour if you do both. Start with the potatoes first.
Yeah, definitely start with those first. And then you make your meatballs up. And then you just assemble it. And if you want, sometimes I also serve like a little side salad on the side because I like salad. So a little side salad on the side with like a lemon vinaigrette will be really, really good. Or like a Greek vinaigrette. It's
Nice
totally up to
style.
you. Yeah, but just, it's a good meal. It's something different. I always try to mix it up because the question is always, what are we having for dinner? And nobody ever knows because we try to eat the same thing all the time. So when you come up with stuff like this, it's a little bit different. The flavors are different. It's something that you won't say, we had this on Monday. No, you didn't. This is different. Okay? So let me show it closer to our TikTok friends. Hopefully you all can see it. And show it to everybody else.
Yum, yum.
And you don't even miss the extra stuff that I forgot. I mean, it would be better with it, but, you know, it still looks good. All right, so let's move this. Let me check the meatballs in the oven to see what they're looking like.
So I think the meatballs on top of the stove is faster, but of course you're cooking with the grease.
Yeah, it's definitely faster. But like I said, you can also use like a cooking spray if you didn't want to use as much oil. You can use olive oil, avocado oil, like a healthier oil if you wanted to. And it's really not that much oil. Like you could even put less than I put, to be honest with you. I just poured some, not really paying attention, but generally I use even less than that. You don't have to use a lot. So it's good. All right, so let's see what these are looking like.
I'm glad you did cook them on top.
Yeah, so they can see. That's why I bought the pan, because sometimes you want to see both. And like I said, the ones in the oven, the color is not going to be as great.
Ooh.
So you still want to see.
Ooh.
I think they're ready.
They are ready.
Yeah. Let me leave the potatoes in here. All right, so I'm going to bring them closer. Give me 1 second.
I'm going to grab this guy so you can slide him on over. Guys, thank you for joining our live. Unfortunately, we couldn't read the comments. Thank you to our Facebook family.
I'm not trying to burn myself.
The Facebook page is Lynette's Cakes and Catering. Thank you to our TikTok family. The TikTok is Lynette's
Cakes and Catering.
Cakes and Catering. And
you know I'm basic.
And then there's a YouTube guy.
Lynette's Kitchen.
Lynette's Kitchen.
I try to make it as easy as possible because not that you'll forget, I'll forget. There's too many things going on. All right, so these are the ones that we baked in the oven. So they don't have the same color, but they are still delicious. All right, so what you can do and I've done this plenty of times for one of my brother Desi. And he loves these meatballs, so I usually do his meal prep. So what I do for his meal prep, and for our meal prep as well, he likes brown rice. Gregory doesn't like brown rice, but I put a little bit of rice in the bottom. I put some of these meatballs
in the bottom of a bowl.
Yep, in like a one of those plastic bowls, with the lid on them. So you put those in there with the rice, like you said, the bottom of the bowl, meatball on top, and then I usually roast some veggies. He'll eat with a little bit of potatoes, but not too many. He's on a weight loss journey, and then I'll do roasted veggies. So it may be a mixture of bell pepper, red onion, some zucchini, yellow squash, broccoli. Just mix all of that together with a little bit of olive oil, roast it in the oven, and then that'll be his meal. And then I still put the tzatziki sauce on the side. So that's another variation that you could do if you didn't want to do potatoes. A nice brown rice, roasted veggies, or even like a couscous or a quinoa if you didn't want to do rice at all. Even cauliflower rice. It's so many options you can do. And this is perfect for meal prep. You make a lot of it. We usually do like 3 to 4 meatballs per serving. And that's it.
Guys, I'm telling you, you got to make this now. There's no excuses, guys. This is a very easy meal to make.
It is.
It's very pleasing to the taste buds, and it's very filling. Okay, you can do it fried like this, and I'm going to eat this one here. Lynette doesn't know that. Or you can bake your meatballs, and then you can do your potato wedges with a little bit of seasoning. Put that in the oven. So Lynette, you want to do a recap?
Sure. So today we made spicy chicken meatballs. I know the title say turkey, but you can do chicken or turkey. It's up to you. So for the meatballs, we did a lot of seasonings. We did garam masala, some red chili powder, garam masala. We did some garlic, onion, jalapeno. If you want it to be spicier, use a hotter pepper. Or you can use multiple. You can use 2 or 3 jalapenos and leave the seeds in. We have a little bit of lemon juice, ginger, olive oil, all kinds of good stuff. We mixed all of that together and made our chicken meatballs. If you didn't see that part, the meatballs are pretty soft, like the mixture, once you mix it. So you'll have to make sure, like you use a scooper. I use a cookie scoop to scoop the meatballs just to keep them together. It'll be too difficult for you to form the meatballs by hand. So then we did a roasted potato. Just cut our potatoes into some nice big wedges, and then we drizzle them in a little bit of olive oil, and then the seasoning that I make, which is a roasted potato seasoning, but you can make, if you don't have my seasoning, put whatever seasoning you like. Okay, it's easy to season your potatoes. You're going to roast them on 375 for about 40 to 45 minutes, and they'll be nice and soft and just a little bit brown, just like that. And then we just assembled a quick little sandwich. We have our mini naan, which is right here. I got an 8-pack from Aldi for like $3.50. Aldi, call me. You got some good products, and I'm there every day. So these are our mini naan, and you can toast them in the oven if you want, or in a pan for a little bit, or keep it nice and soft just like this. We added a little bit of spinach, some tomato, and our meatballs. And imagine you have your cucumber, tzatziki sauce on there, a little bit of feta cheese on top, some red onion, just jazz it up. All right, and then that's our plate. Serve it with a side salad if you like. We also have some meatballs that we baked. These are in the oven for those that don't want to fry them on top of the stove. They are just as good. The texture's a little bit different because you don't have that crispy outside, but the inside is just as juicy, moist, delicious, perfectly cooked as those right there. And that's it.
That's it, guys.
That is it. That's all.
We thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our Facebook family. Thank you to our TikTok family. Thank you to our YouTube family.
And I'll make sure on TikTok I post a highlight, I think it's called.
Yeah, we got to post a highlight on TikTok in order for, unfortunately, TikTok does not allow you to save recorded lives. So we're gonna create a highlight on TikTok, and that's going to be the remnant of this video.
Yep, and then under that highlight, I could answer any questions that you may have had that I didn't see. And then Facebook and YouTube, y'all know when you type questions, I always go back and try to answer any questions that I may have missed. So put the question up there under the video. On TikTok, put the question under the highlight, and then I'll make sure I answer your questions.
Okay, guys. So come back and join us next Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're trying our best to get started on time. We keep having hiccups with the streaming, okay? But we're gonna get better, okay? Thank you guys again for joining us.
Thank y'all.
We really love you guys.
Love y'all so much. You know I'll see you throughout the week.
And we're gonna also have more content for you guys. You're gonna see sort of like behind the scenes. Every time we do a catering order, we're gonna try to capture some content for each platform. Every time when we start going to our pop-up, what I mean to say is we still go to our pop-ups. What I mean to say, I'm going to try to capture some behind-the-scenes footage of us going to our pop-ups, setting up, and serving our customers. All right, guys?
That's it. That's all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Next time.
See you next time, guys. We love
See y'all
you.
next time. Love you guys. Time to eat.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.